about to go through a full push workout that you'll be able to hit save and go and hit yourself. Got a pre-workout drink in here, so we got ABE, which is a half scoop, and a pump formula as well. Don't go for full scoop of both, I have my ears and my fucking elbows tingling, but full push workout coming up. Make sure you hit save on this one so you can try it yourself. It's gonna be a fucking killer. We start every workout with a warm-up. Again, injury prevention, making sure that A, we're activating and working muscles coming into the set so we can have a more effective workout, but also making sure we're avoiding injury as well. It's so common in the gym when people have an injury, last thing we're doing is be doing push and pop a shoulder out of place. So just starting with some internal and external rotation on the cables, get a rotator cuffs going. Usually I like to do it banded, so with a resistance band as opposed to a cable, but I ain't got my bands with me, so cable's the next best thing. I wouldn't use dumbbells for this, just because the movement path won't be as effective with a dumbbell. You want resistance going both ways. Another important thing to consider with warm-ups is you want to make sure it makes sense to your workout. So if I'm training push and I just go and walk on a treadmill for 5 minutes, it's not going to be as effective. Like, I'm not getting the blood flow to the right muscles, the working muscles. I'm not getting the moving patterns in the rotator cuffs if I'm doing push, for instance. So it's just making sure you're doing warm-ups that are suitable to the exercises that you're about to do. If I'm training legs, maybe a little bit of the watt bike and some dynamic stretches would be more efficient. I wouldn't necessarily do too much rotator cuff if I'm training leg. So make sure you're not just looking online and going, right, this woman or man on TikTok just done a fucking walk on a treadmill as a warm-up, I'm gonna do the same thing. It's fucking pointless. So make sure you're doing a warm-up that's suitable for the exercises that you've got coming up. That's why we're in rotator cuffs before we hit push. So exercise 1. So in today's session we've got, so in my push workouts I do a little bit of pull as well, just so my lats are a little bit underdeveloped in comparison to the rest of my body, so I'm trying to bring my lats up a little bit. So I start every push with a little bit of lats, and then before I go into my push workout, so starting with a single arm lat pullover, going into a cross body lat pullover, cable Y raise or single arm Y raise, medium incline Smith press, going into a free dip, so tricep dip, tricep push down single arm, and then overhead cable extension, and then that will summarize today's push workout. So we're gonna get straight into the single arm lat pullover to begin the workout. With a lot of my cable exercises, I prefer to use a cuff. Just naturally, you get much more focus point on the movement pattern itself, as opposed to using a handle here. I'm gonna be like filling my hands around, trying to get the perfect contraction. When I've got a cuff, I can just focus on the moving pattern, as opposed to worrying about holding an awkward piece of equipment. So when I do, you know, cable lateral raises, lat pullovers, you know, anything of the kind with the cable, 9 times out of 10 I use a cuff. Jump on Amazon, they're like £3-4. It's just good to advance your training that little bit more and focus on hitting the right muscles in the movement. So that's 2 sets of single arm pullover and then 1 set of crossbody pullover done. Just getting a little bit of my back activated, just so I want to bring those lats up. And now we're going into the actual push workout, and we're starting with a Y raise on the cable. So the difference here is what you're gonna do, you're not coming out like a normal lateral raise, you're doing a Y raise. So you're coming all the way up with a really slow controlled contraction on the way down. It's all about tempo in these exercises. If you're just rushing it and then bouncing it, you're not really gonna activate the muscle tissue at all. Right. So every time I do a workout, I track everything from my coach on here so I can see Thursday push workout, I can see the exercises I've got, I can scroll across and see the sets I'm meant to do, reps I'm meant to do, the tempo I'm following, if there's any reps in reserve. But then here's the most important part where you need to track your numbers. I can see what I've done the previous week, then I log in what I do this week in regards to the weights, and then I can log in here, did I improve, maintain, or decline? So this is where I can notice patterns for progressive overload and ensure I'm getting stronger and stronger and stronger. If I'm not, I'm probably hitting a plateau. So to give you an example of a previous workout, here for instance, you can see, right, last week I done these ones, That week, I've done these reps, and you can see improve, improve, maintain, improve, improve, maintain, improve. I can see the strength that's increasing. So A, I'm stacking the wins, but most importantly, I can make sure that if I'm getting stronger, I'm making progress. The likelihood is if you're no stronger in the gym than you was 6, 12 months ago, you probably look the same as well. So if you're not having something like this on an app, on a spreadsheet, or even just old school with a logbook and paper, this is where you're gonna make the most progress. So track your workouts in the gym. This is where the real progress comes from, when you're tracking data. And again, if you need a little bit of help with that, just DM me the word results and we can have a chat. You'll be here a while. Stacking up for the press. I'm joking. No, one more set, we're gonna go a little bit lightly. So I'm just gonna go for a 20 on each side, just get the muscle tissue going, and then we're gonna load it up. So set 1 of the medium incline press is gonna be 7 to 9 reps, and set 2 is gonna be 8 to 12. So we're gonna go a little bit heavier on set 1. We've got 90 kilos on the bar, and then going into set 2, probably drop it down to 80, maybe 85, just to increase those rep ranges. Everything I do is working in a 1 or 2 set rep range, 9 times out of 10, because generally people that work towards a 3, 4, 5 set range train like pussies. You know, they'll hit set 1, set 2, nice and light, going, I've got 3 more sets left, and then when it comes to set 4 or 5, then they'll start to put the work ethic in. So we get a lot of moving patterns going, 1 to 2 sets per exercise, and yeah, that's it. That was a bastard. So just locked off medium incline Smith press. Got a PB as well, which is good. So we're now moving on to incline press. Usually in my intra drink, I would have a intra carbs, EAAs and creatine. Left it at home today, so fueled by water as a water PB. So next set is just literally gonna be 1 set on a free dip. I would usually go AMRAP and do it unweighted, but there's a chain here and I feel like Dwayne The Rock Johnson if I wear it, so gotta wear the chain. I look like all the fucking rappers these days, don't I? Fucking hell. So when you're working out, the biggest thing you need to do is not get distracted on WhatsApp to your mates, you know, scrolling through social media. You just need to get in there, rest when it's time to rest and work when it's time to work. So that's why I put my phone on airplane mode every single workout I do. Or I have a personal phone. Sometimes I just need my work phone and just come in, I have a music and that's it. You know, no chatting to mates on WhatsApp, no scrolling through social media. You end up just unnecessary rest time, and your workout will be affected as well. So don't get distracted when you're training. It's a sign of train like a pussy. So rope pull down hack. Use a dual rope. The idea when you're getting a rope push down is you want to try and bring your wrist past your hip to really get that nice contraction. Change of motion, use a dual rope, and you can really bring that wrist past the hip. And again, the normal tactics. Slow tempo, full range of motion, no bouncing or momentum. Basically, no training like a twat is the biggest piece of advice I can give for any exercise. So that's push box off at Gymbox Farringdon. If you enjoy this type of content, you find it useful and helpful, hit subscribe and turn that bell notification on wherever the fuck it is to be notified when we drop videos every single week to help you across your transformation journey. I'll see you in the next one. So fun.